So if you've been told recently that as a 1099 worker, you wrote off too many things on your tax returns to qualify for a mortgage, or if you were a W-2 worker and recently got a 1099 job with a contract, an employment contract, then I have the solution for you. So you are experiencing the frustration that self-employed people have a lot of times when they try to get a mortgage. And that is, even though you have all the rights of the US tax system, to the write-offs you have and to lower your tax obligation, when it comes to qualifying for a traditional mortgage, all that goes out the window. I say to people way too often that there's no common sense in mortgage underwriting. And a lot of times I get calls from people and they say, what do you mean? I make a lot of money. I paid all my rent on time. I got everything going for me. Unfortunately, for conventional FHA, VA, all those kinds of mortgages, it just comes down to the numbers on the tax return. So what we specialize in, or what I specialize in, are self-employed mortgages. Those are mortgages that don't follow those guidelines. They don't even want to see tax returns. They are really more common sense. And especially when it comes to a 1099. So there's been some changes over the last few years. When I first started doing these loans, you could take just 50% of whatever your 1099 was and use that as your income. Well, now you can use 90% of your 1099. And it's just the most recent year's 1099. So let's just say you have your 2024 1099, or maybe you have 5, 10 1099s. Doesn't really matter. You add them all up. Let's just say for easy math, that adds up to $100,000. We divide by 0.9. Now you've got $90,000 a year that you can use to qualify for this mortgage. Now, the difference between, and I get this question a lot, they say, well, I'm a first-time home buyer. I want to use my 1099s only, but I only want to put 3% down. That doesn't work. So since these aren't government-backed mortgages, there is a minimum down payment requirement of at least 10% down. And the interest rate is going to be a little bit higher. Now, I've noticed recently, this is being recorded in July of 2025, that the difference between quote unquote normal mortgage rates and rates for these alternative income documentation types of loans are not nearly as much as they used to be. So for example, let's say you have very good credit, and you're going to need to have pretty good credit for these kind of mortgages. I would say you need to shoot for at least a 680 credit score. But let's say that you're putting 20% down on a new home purchase. You have good credit. You might have a rate somewhere in the low 7s, mid 7s, something like that. All obviously situations are different. This is not an advertisement to lend, and I am not disclosing the sort of interest rates. I'm just sort of giving you some sort of thumbnail sort of ideas of what interest rates are like on these kind of mortgages. In general, they're a little bit higher. The nice thing also is, let's just say that you are married, you have a partner that you're going in on the mortgage with, you're 1099, but they have a regular W-2 job. That's okay. We can use that income as well and combine it. And what's nice about these kind of loans, there's even all kinds of different guidelines. So maybe you have money in a retirement account or wherever. We might be able to use a portion of that as income, to boost your income to qualify for more. Another good thing about these loans is the debt-to-income ratio is a lot more forgiving. What that means is you may even be able to go up to a 55% debt-to-income ratio. What that means is that all of your monthly debt combined, along with the new mortgage payment, might go up to 55% of whatever income we've been able to calculate for you. So anyway, the broad message is, if you're a 1099 worker and you've been having trouble getting a mortgage, or you just have questions about how to get qualified, reach out to me. You can put comments in the comment section below. I'll answer them, or go to my website, mortgagesbyscott.com, and would love to work with you.